Let's take a look at the latest situation as far as coronavirus is concerned. You can see the total cases in India is well past 1 crore 14 lakh. Now, the daily rise in the number of cases is 24,492. That's a slight dip from yesterday. The big worry state, of course, remains the state of Maharashtra, 15,051 rise in daily cases. Now, I will get to what the health secretary has written to the Maharashtra government in just a bit. So Maharashtra is the big worry state. Let's look at the daily cases graph. Here you can see the graph, how it has begun to climb up from around mid of February. After coming down over the second half of the last year, it has started to climb up from mid of February well into March now. If you look at the tracker, you can see the new cases, how they've been rising over the past 4 weeks. 4 weeks ago, the rise in daily cases was about 9,121. Now it's 24,492. Active cases also 4 weeks ago, they were going down 2,765. Now the active cases are up 4,170. Now let's look at this, bring up this graphic for you. The Prime Minister is going to meet all the chief ministers tomorrow. Because of the concern in the central government over the rising number of cases, the cases are now rising in 19 big states. So that's the big worry over here, which the center will focus on, the Prime Minister will focus on when he speaks to chief ministers via in a virtual medium tomorrow. You can see today cases are rising in 19 states and falling in just 3 states. And what was the situation 1 month ago? The cases were rising only in 4 states and they were declining in 15 states. This data, of course, based on the 7-day moving average. Now let's look at what Rajesh Bhushan, the health secretary, the union health secretary, has written to the chief secretary of Maharashtra. Let's bring up that letter for you. This is the letter that Rajesh Bhushan here has written to the chief secretary. He has detailed on what the central team has found. The central team that went to Maharashtra to assess the situation has found there. Let's take you through what are some of their findings. This is what Rajesh Bhushan has attached in his letter to the Chief Secretary. Report of the central team deployed to Maharashtra for review of COVID-19. Now let's take you through what they have found actually over here. If you scroll up in the testing section, this is a very important thing that they have said here. In all the districts visited by the central team, the test positivity rate was high, ranging from 5.1% in Mumbai to 30% in Aurangabad. And what does that mean? They say that this implies that there are many cases that are not being tested and there is high transmission in the community. That's what the central team has found. Let's look at some more points here, what the central team has found. They are saying that the absence of rigorous tracing, testing and containment is leading to sustained community transmission. This is what the central team that was sent to Maharashtra has found. And let's look at one final point in the conclusion, what they say in the conclusion. Look at this. They say that Maharashtra is in the beginning of a second wave of COVID-19 pandemic and there is very limited active effort to track, test and isolate cases and quarantine contacts. So that's the big worry. Maharashtra remains the big worry. This is what the Rajesh Bhushan has written to the Chief Secretary, detailing the findings of the central team that visited Maharashtra. Let's in fact, now I showed you that that graphic in the beginning, which showed about 19 big states where the cases are rising. You know, one of those big states is the state of Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu, the cases are rising. The daily rise in cases about 836, active cases up 279.